If you know anything about superheroes, or comic books in general, then you probably know about the Incredible Hulk. To many, he's a beloved character that has been around for literal decades and is now a staple in pop culture superhero medium. Since the She-Hulk show has been announced, I'd like to go into a brief history of on-screen portrayals of the Hulk throughout the years. And maybe I'll do one on She-Hulk as well. So let's get into it. Disclaimer: I'll only be discussing on-screen portrayals with only a few references to the comic books. I am also reporting on the popular opinions of the different incarnations of the Hulk.
It just isn't right, Banner, for you to be the only one who knows the secret of harnessing the gamma rays.
The Hulk made his first on-screen incarnation in the 1966 animated series, The Marvel Superheroes, in the segment The Incredible Hulk, where the Hulk's origins were discovered and shown on screen for the first time.
Sorry, Igor, but the formulas are locked in my room and there they will stay.
In 1977, the live-action TV series, The Incredible Hulk, aired on CBS and starred Bill Baxby as Dr. David Bruce Banner and Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk. The show ran for 5 seasons with 80 episodes and a TV series. Dr. David Banner, a widowed physician and scientist who is presumed dead, travels across America under assumed names and finds himself in positions where he helps others in need despite his terrible secret. In times of extreme anger or stress, he transforms into a huge, savage, incredibly strong green creature who has been named the Hulk. In his travels, Banner earns money by working temporary jobs while searching for a way to either control or cure his condition. All the while, he is obsessively pursued by a tabloid newspaper reporter, Jack McGee, who is convinced that the Hulk is a deadly menace whose exposure would enhance his career. In its time, the series is well known for the transformation of David Banner to the Hulk in a way which resembled a werewolf. In 1982, the Incredible Hulk cartoon aired on NBC for a total of 13 episodes. It aired along with Spiderman and His Amazing Friends, and even had a crossover episode. As opposed to the live-action show, this series was more faithful to the comics, particularly the Hulk's origin, the army base setting, and the Hulk being capable of limited speech, as well as the comic book Bruce Banner as the name of the Hulk's human identity, instead of David Banner. Because of the short episodes, the plot of the series centered mainly around Bruce searching for a cure to stop changing into the Hulk, while also fighting against the army and Ross, who sought to capture the Hulk.
As the Incredible Hulk is born.
In 1988, the made-for-TV film The Incredible Hulk Returns aired as a continuation of the 1977 live-action show. In this film, David Bruce Banner has returned into the Hulk in 2 years since meeting Maggie Shaw, and is on the verge of creating a cure. There is also a whole plot involving the banished son of Odin, and is the first on-screen Hulk vs. Thor moment. There are appearances of the Hulk in the 1990s in shows such as the Marvel Action Heroes, Fantastic Four, Iron Man,
Yeah, well, you gotta admit, you're a little hard to warm up to yourself.
and X-Men the Animated Series. From 1996 to 1997, The Incredible Hulk the Animated Series aired on UPN and later on other channels such as Fox Kids. It ran for 2 seasons and is known for its dark take on the characters and story, in Season 1 especially. This was also a reintroduction of the She-Hulk, and funny enough, Lou Ferrigno from the live-action Hulk series voiced the Hulk on this show. Season 1 is seen by many to be the best season, as it took on a more in-depth view of Bruce Banner's struggle living with the Hulk, a perceived monster. The show also had a lot of crossover episodes from characters such as Doctor Doom, Iron Man, S.H.I.E.L.D., Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange, and the Fantastic Four, as well as many recurring appearances of villains like the Leader, Ogress, Abomination, and General Ross.
In the gargoyle you shall remain unless you do as commanded.
The show also introduced the first on-screen appearances of both Dark Hulk and Grey Hulk.
and enslave its people. No!
And with the introduction of Cousin Jessica, aka She-Hulk, both the Hulk and Bruce Banner can fully express their emotions in a way that sadly couldn't be expressed with Betty Ross.
Disregard your bothersome cousin Hulk. Doom, hate Jennifer.
The Hulk as a character himself grows from a raging beast incapable of speech to a somewhat contemplative green giant.
Inviting you in for morning coffee would be kind of pushing it.
Next, there is the well-known 2003 theatrical film, Hulk, directed by Ang Lee and stars Eric Bana as Bruce Banner and the Hulk. This film focuses on the Hulk's origins, and is mostly known today as the movie with the lime-colored CGI Hulk. It grossed over $245 million worldwide, and was one of the highest-grossing films of 2003.
Target still moving towards blue level.
Evacuate the main hall.
The raging beast with the baby face would spend the movie evading General Ross's military, while his alternate personality, Bruce Banner, would search for a cure. The effects of gamma radiation are explored as well in this film, though for many, the film focused too much on dialogue, and the appearances of the Hulk were few and far between. During the early 2000s, the Hulk made many appearances in animated movies and series, such as The Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes,
You got any interest in
Wolverine vs. Hulk, Hulk vs. Thor, and the Superhero Squad.
Only a bit.
Hulk, trust me.
The next time we see Hulk in live action will be in the 2008 film The Incredible Hulk, directed by Louis Leterrier and starring Edward Norton as Bruce Banner and Liv Tyler as Betty Ross. After the mixed reactions of the 2003 film, the planned sequel turned into a soft reboot without the major focus on the origins of the Hulk, and instead choosing to focus on Bruce Banner evading the military while searching for a cure. Fun fact, though the movie is now seen as part of Marvel's Phase 1, at the time it really was up in the air, but with the major success of Iron Man, we were able to get our MCU. It's also kind of obvious when you compare this movie version of the Hulk to a current MCU version of the Hulk. The movies of the early 2000s also had this gritty look to them, which affected this movie as well, with some overexposure and lots of shadows, shaky cam, and dirty people. In opposition to the 2003 version of the Hulk, this Hulk was giving a more mysterious aura, as we don't even get to fully see him until like halfway into the movie. He's also kind of known as the Slim Hulk and had this whole badass overdrive thing going on. Though the CGI battle was dated, the fight between the Hulk and the Abomination is still fun to watch.
Puny Banner? The world-famous gamma scientist Bruce Banner?
Around the early 2010s, there are a few more Hulk appearances in shows such as The Ultimate Spiderman and Avengers the Earth Mightiest Heroes. In Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes, this version of the Hulk is more of a continuation of the 2008 movie version, but with a gradual growth in intelligence over the course of the show, to a point where there are even a few comedic moments.
If you don't give me Bruce Banner in the next 3 seconds, bottom line, I will take you down.
You talk too much.
In 2011, the animated film Planet Hulk, which focused on events of 2006 Incredible Hulk comic issues, was released. In this movie, the Hulk ends up sent to another planet where he has this entire gladiator storyline as he fights in a coliseum. In this version, the Hulk has completely pushed Bruce Banner away. There was even a sort of romance between Hulk and another gladiator, something that much later results in the birth of Hulk's son, Scar. But that's a story for another time. Also, Gladiator Hulk shows up in Thor Ragnarok. Then the time came in 2012 when a third live-action version of the Hulk would come to the big screen in the major movie The Avengers, starring Mark Ruffalo as Banner and the Hulk. This recent MCU Hulk is more of a giant green gorilla who originally rages through everything in his path. There is also the strange romance with Black Widow in the Avengers of Ultron movie, which was thankfully dropped. Throughout Hulk's appearances in the MCU movies, we see him grow from the raging gorilla to a silent angry green giant to Genius Hulk.
I know, it's crazy. I'm wearing shirts now.
Yeah.
This is also a slightly controversial version of the Hulk, as in the MC movies his character is pushed to the side often as a sort of angry dog that's used as last resort in a fight until he doesn't fight. As opposed to the many other Avengers incarnations, this Bruce Banner has a stronger role in the team than the Hulk himself. Because of the success of Avengers, the theatrical film, a remake of the Avengers animated series was released as Avengers Assemble, which is basically an animated rehash of the live-action film, except with a less primitive version of the Hulk.
Under control.
In the same universe as Avengers Assemble, in 2013, the cartoon Hulk and the Agents of S.M.A.S.H. aired on Disney's Cartoon Network. I mean Disney XD. This series had a more reality TV show take on the characters, which are all different versions or incarnations of Hulks, including familiar characters such as She-Hulk, Red Hulk, and Scar. This incarnation of the Hulk in particular is more like a tired dad in a sitcom. Though this is a more mature version of the Hulk, he still refuses to release control to his alternative personality, Bruce Banner. All in all, throughout the decades, the Hulk has had many different versions of not just his character, but his storyline. With all these takes on the Hulk throughout the years, who would you choose as your favorite?